everyone, that's Sean.
Here I am, and that's Jay.
Hello. And today we are reviewing Underwater.
That is the title.
Okay, great.
Good job.
So we're off
you
to
did
a
it
good
again.
Start.
Yep.
I did it again, almost 2 days in a row.
You've been good at titles. You've been doing well.
Okay, you know what I have been doing well at?
What?
Watching scary movies.
That is true.
We've
made
been
it
on a
through this
weird
one too.
horror bender.
Yeah, and this is in that category for sure. Mm-hmm. This is actually the scariest movie we've seen in a while. It's pretty tense.
Okay. So if you're not aware, it was in theaters, very briefly right before the lockdown, and it is now available to rent on VOD. It is called Underwater. It is starring Kristen Stewart. And basically, she and a whole bunch of other people live on the ocean floor.
As deep as you can get.
At 6 miles deep, which is deep.
Yeah,
6
it's the
miles
Mariana
down.
Trench. 6 miles straight down.
That's
It
right.
is the deepest place on Earth. It's deeper. You could fit any mountain
it's deeper
in there.
in here.
Well, that's true, babe.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so they're down there drilling.
Yeah, it's a mining operation.
Yeah, let's say that. They're sitting on a lot of power down there.
Yes, they are.
So we are not going to get to know these people. We're not going to get to know their situation. We will never see them hard at work. Press play, blam!
Yeah, she brushes her teeth for about a minute, and then explosions.
And then everything goes to, oh boy. So we'll call it a seismic-like event. Obviously, she does not know what has happened yet, or maybe ever exactly, but anyways, their whole thing, and I'm talking, this is not just a little pod underwater, this is a whole community.
It's massive.
It is, and it's not just here, it's many miles abroad, too. Not just miles deep, but miles long. There's a lot of stuff happening down here. A lot of long, barely lit corridors.
Yes.
Lots of hatches and control rooms and people.
Yeah, it's very space station.
It is, but with a lot more room to play with.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty crazy. It must have cost a pretty penny to build all of that down there.
It must have. And it looks good.
It does look pretty good. Yeah, it was well maintained until this terrible event happened.
Yeah.
And so just immediately things are jostling, bursting. It's not
running
good.
through hallways as
so
it starts
she
collapsing.
Takes off. Stuff behind her is already, it's catching up with her, guys. It's starting to fill with water. She barely makes it to the, I don't know, we'll say a rendezvous point of some sort. She meets up with another guy. They don't even know each other. This is how, it's a big staff down here. I don't even know, we're not gonna don't get attached yet. But anyway, she meets up with this other guy. There's a couple of others that are running towards them, and they're like, sorry, slam the door shut to protect the rest of the who knows what.
The integrity of the station as a whole.
There you go. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome, babe.
You're going to fulfill the role of engineer this evening.
Yeah, just like Kristen Stewart.
Well, there you go. So they eventually rendezvous with maybe 4 other people.
Yep.
So, and about as many dead bodies that they have to crawl over and stuff. So if your sense of claustrophobia was already kind of engaged by the fact that they are living under 6 miles of pressure from all that water, now everything is crushed and they have to worm their way through the debris and over dead bodies of their fallen colleagues and friends.
Mostly colleagues. It doesn't seem like any of them really talk to each other. They don't know each other very well.
No, they don't. They've left their families behind to do this weird job. So it is kind of like an oil rig situation.
Yeah, it is.
Except for it's not on top of the water, it's way below. So everything so far has been death and destruction. And you don't know it yet, but you've had it easy. And they've had it easy, because stuff is going to get a lot worse. So, you watch a movie like this, and there is a very high body count, and it's so high we don't even care. We're not even going to pause over these dead bodies that are really just set dressing at this point. We don't have time to feel bad about every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Especially Harry. We're just concentrating on a very small little parcel of humans who have defied the odds. And I think that's what really gets me a lot of the time in horror movies, is not the 95 people we saw die, but the one who escapes. I find that's the most unrelated part of a scary horror movie. I don't know how anyone ever survives these catastrophes. And I guess we only watch because we want to see who that one will be. And you can try to put your odds at the beginning of the movie and...
Yeah, it's not T.J. Miller.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, sorry.
Spoiler.
Has he ever survived to the end of a movie?
Too many times.
Too many times, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, you enjoyed it.
I did. It was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is what it is. I think it reminded me of better movies, and The Abyss was one that came to mind.
Right.
Which is not to disparage Underwater. Mm-hmm. It's good. Mm-hmm. It's a thriller. But there is really no character work here. There's not time for it. And
no,
that's
it is
okay.
relentless action.
You just go through. It's an hour and a half long, and you're going to enjoy the ride. At least I did.
Mm-hmm. And it's almost, in real time. We're just constantly with them, and they're just trying to get to a better, safer place. You don't have a lot of options when you're underwater. There's not a lot of alternate routes or alternate oxygen intake methods.
No, that's right.
The human body has certain necessities. So, yeah, it is... I don't know if it's tense throughout. I feel like I sailed through this movie.
Wow, that's good.
Really well. Have I grown up? Like, what is wrong? What is up with me?
I don't know.
Not being a big...
Maybe you're just whatever's happening, you're like, at least they're not in quarantine.
That's right. I mean, they kind of were.
They kind of were.
They're in lockdown.
There's
sure.
not much of a
They're
difference.
not going to the stores.
No.
They're not going to grandma's. It's a different kind of lockdown.
It's true.
Yes.
They're definitely in isolation.
Yeah. And they're getting hazard pay, I hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
They deserve it after what they go through in this movie.
Yes. Although, they can receive mail. We do learn that.
Oh, yeah,
that's the only
right.
sort of outside link we ever get.
For some way.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, little chunks of people's backstories are very slowly revealed.
A little bit.
And little chunks of what is actually happening to them. I mean, little chunks, medium chunks, sometimes really big chunks are revealed. But yeah, it's relentless.
Yeah.
So I didn't really feel all that scared or like I'm not going to survive watching the movie. I did doubt their survival. I also feel like when I put myself in their shoes, because I'm super empathic, I can't help myself, I just think I wouldn't want to even try to survive in these circumstances. I would hope to be, crushed under the concrete. Quick, easy death. I don't have to worry about stripping of my underwear, squeezing myself into the weird little suits of diving apparatus, which somehow everybody fits into a one-size-fits-all thing, where even your pants are unacceptable.
Yeah, that's right. Your pants are too large for this.
Yes.
You have
I
to
also
strip
noticed
down
that
your
all
underwear.
of the men, and it's, even especially the less fit men, wore
They have total
very
coverage.
big underwear.
Yep.
And Kristen Stewart's underwear is like this big. And that's for front and back.
Yep.
And definitely the script does arrange for her to be half naked a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the movie.
Most of the movie, for sure.
If she's not in her diving suit, she's in her underwear.
Mm-hmm. So there is a lot of uncomfortableness. If you're claustrophobic, it's going to be a tough watch. I felt it sometimes, and I don't even like to call myself claustrophobic because it doesn't really impact my life a whole lot. Certainly, it would impact my decision to work in this
you would opt out of this for
I
sure.
would.
As would I.
Yes. Although I wouldn't want to work on the moon either, and you got lots of space up there.
That's true. It's a whole planet. Well,
But even space can be oppressive.
and they're pretty similar environments, really. You just can't survive in either of them.
That's right. So, it's tough. It is tough out
It
there.
is, yeah. And
But
it
you
doesn't get
liked
any
it.
easier. I did like
I
it. What about
survived
you?
it.
You survived. I
You
think
know, I
that's.
thought it was okay. As you know, I shouted several times at the TV because I have thoughts, I have notes.
Yeah.
I have ideas of where this could have gone and been a better movie. Of course, I always do. Rarely can I not improve a movie.
That's true.
Humble brag.
Give her a call.
Yes. But yeah, it was, I mean, it's always a pleasant surprise for me to, like, not outright hate a horror movie just on the basis of I'm too chicken for this. So, yeah, I have been surprised by the movies and more so by myself.
You've been desensitized. We finally got
Maybe
there.
we're finally there. That's right. So, probably a better option than Fantasy Island, do you think?
I think so. I think it works better as a thriller, which is what Fantasy Island is dressed up as and doesn't really come off in the end. Whereas this one, it is as advertised. It is an underwater horror movie.
Yes. It's funny, you think of The Abyss, I was thinking of The Meg.
Oh yeah, well that also is in the Mariana
And-
Trench.
Yes. So I sort of, I liked The Meg and I didn't like it at the same time. And I have no idea, like that movie needed to really embrace the clowniness of it. Like it seemed to take itself seriously.
It did
but
at
it
times,
was really
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they should have agreed on the tone.
And this they agreed on the tone.
This they did agree on the tone, yes. So I just feel like, instead of running towards escape pods, they maybe should have run towards the Meg station, which was even more luxurious.
That is true. That was a nice
It was
underwater
really nice, beautiful
living area.
Yeah, and just told them how to do it.
Good call. Yeah, Jason Statham could have really
Oh, boy.
evened the odds in this
Yes,
movie.
that's right. No Jason left behind.
Nope.
That's right. All right, so let us know if you tried this or if you're interested in it, and if you have difficulty watching horror movies, as I often do. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.